All right, there it goes. I'm like, what's going on? Took like 4 tries to get started. My apologies for the delay. Good morning, my friends. This is Coffee Talk on a Tuesday morning. It is September the 3rd. What? Yeah, believe it or not, September is here. It is beautiful outside. Some clouds depending on where you are. This is Coffee Talk. We get together just about 7 days a week. Chat about what's going on in the world of weather locally through the tropics. Hopefully, starting your day off on the right note. Here's a live look from Rusty's over at the port. Yeah, it's pretty out that direction. Certainly have some clouds around, right? Michael over on X, you're the first this morning. Good morning to you. Marie, Connie, Frank, Eric, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful start. Let's head up to the Kennedy Space Center, see what's doing on that tower. Oh, yeah. Polaris Dawn, now scheduled, I believe, for tomorrow morning. Should be a great, great rocket launch when it decides to go up and do its thing. The Falcon 9 still standing tall. Looking over at Daytona Beach shores, it's a beautiful morning. We have the Daytona Beach tower cam, but I don't have the RTSP feed, so I can't just freely change through it. So awesome sauce. It just means I can't like pop it up randomly right now. I keep hounding the engineers. One day they'll get it. In the meantime, we move on. Orlando International Airport looking good. Let's head over to the tourist district, see what's doing there. Swan, Dolphin, Riviera. A little bit of haze, but the camera's zoomed in pretty good. Really nice start to our day. There's, what's it called now? InGen, Jurassic Park Technologies Stadium. It used to be Exploria. I don't know what it's called anymore. I know y'all will correct me. Whatever stadium. Camping World, Citrus Bowl, Tangerine Bowl Stadium. Let's head over to our West. I don't know what these names are anymore. There's downtown from the West 2 Studios Tower Cam. Let's head out to Tavares, see what's doing. Yeah, that's beautiful. Rose is asking, was Polaris crew the ones you met when you went to Texas? No, I met the Artemis 2 crew. All right, last one. There's Ocala. Yep, Ocala's looking very pretty. Good morning to you. Good morning. It is a gorgeous start to the day. Yes, I know it's still called Camping World, but the other one is called something different now. It was Exploria, and then I remembered that, and then that name changed. All right. First warning live Doppler radar. Relatively quiet. Nothing coming and bothering us right now. It always will be the Tangerine Citrus Bowl to me. I know. Me too. I know. All right, so clean sweep on our first warning live Doppler radar. Temperatures mid to upper 70s. Very, very nice. Matt says you probably walked by Jared Isaacman. It sounded fun. I did see him. I saw him perform. I did see him, and I wanted to nerd out, but he was in the middle of a conversation. I wanted so badly to have a conversation with him, but I didn't want to be rude. But yeah, saw him at Sun and Fun. Oh well. All right. 12-hour forecast for us. Upper 80s 1 p.m. Lower 90s 3 p.m. Yeah, going up to a 70% coverage of showers and storms. It's going to be an active day. I just posted this on the Twitter. Here's your rain coverage for today. High coverage of rain for just about all of us. Unless, like, you live right at the beach. The East Coast Barrier Island has the lower chance, right? All right, let's dial up the Futurecast, see where we're at. And today we're looking good. Here's 8 o'clock this morning. Futurecast showing that nice clean scan, right? 9, 10 o'clock, still gorgeous. By about 11, 12 o'clock, we do start to popcorn up a couple little showers at the beaches. And then they all move inland real quick. That's 3. There's 2:30, 3 o'clock widespread rains, right? 4, 5 o'clock getting into some thunderstorms, right? 6 o'clock storms. 7 o'clock everything works out west, and then little by little those storms are going to be fading. I've got like a Cub Scout meeting with my son. We've got curriculum night with my son. Ooh, this is that parenting phase. We're not even talking sports yet either, but this is that parenting phase where everybody says like it's gonna get busy. Yeah. Oh, and I'm doing the noon and 4, so I'm literally gonna be like 4 o'clock, like Tony's up with this next. Rip it all off and get out the door. There you go. He personally reached to me and sent Polaris Dawn swag and a mission coin for the MiG through the moonshot. Oh, dude, Matt, don't tell me that he's cooler than I thought. That's awesome. Dude, that's awesome. I still need to get your picture up on the wall. It's on my, I'm going to do that, I think, after Coffee Talk, but before tracking the tropics. Which, by the way, just a reminder, and certainly we'll be talking plenty, but tracking the tropics at 10 a.m. We'll be doing that. So I'll order a picture print up here. I need to just get that thing done and over with. All right. Highs today, a little warmer than average. Lower 90s, though, but we'll get into those showers and storms. We'll have to see if model trends continue. I'm on, I believe, the noon and 4 today. What is today? Yeah, noon and 4 news. So I may end up having to do the impact day. I may have to call it that. Yeah. Yep. Just picture you opening the suit jacket to reveal the cool dad shirt. Yeah. Clark Kent style. Oh boy. All right. Questions about our forecast locally for today. Like we had discussed the last few days, and I'll show this again. We'll delete that. Let's just zoom. So this is the GFS water vapor channel. This looks at moisture content. All right. And the green denotes moisture, lots and lots of moisture, but watch through the next few days keeping. There's Wednesday, lots of green. Thursday, lots of green. Friday, lots of green. We are soupy, soupy, soupy. We dry out maybe a little bit this weekend. And then look at like September 11th-ish. A delineation of drier air potentially coming in. What? I'm not saying that it gets cold or anything, but eventually we do look to dry things out just a little bit. We do look to perhaps make some modifications to our forecast, and we do look to perhaps bring those rain chances down just a little bit. So there you go. Eventually some dry air. Problem is just not any time like this week. 7-day forecast showing plenty of storms around. But notice this weekend into early next week, that's when we could start to dry out just a smidge. You see some of that drier air moving in. And that 70% coverage of storms starts to drop off a little bit Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So that's kind of where we're at locally. All right? Questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, we can move on. And we can get seeing what's doing in the tropics. It will be less humid. We can hope for that. I think I dislike soupy more than that M word. Oh, that's funny. You don't like soupy, soupy, moist. How funny that this is such an off-putting thing. I just, anything that is off-putting, the problem is I just like pushing buttons. So anything that's off-putting, I'm like, I'm going to have to start saying that. All right. So there's our 7-day forecast. Going once. Going twice. And sold. Okay, great. All right, let's talk about the tropics. There are now 3 areas to watch. Kelly says, Soupy, we got to focus. We're shifting into soup mode, which I'm excited about. We got some matzo ball soup. We got some chili. Got some tomato bisque. I'm like, I didn't used to like soup to eat. And then I became an adult, and I'm like, that stuff's good. So, yeah. I do look forward to the days ahead where I can start making the soups. All right, here is the tropical satellite. Nothing terribly organized for now. Let's just kind of get a lay of the land first, and then we can move on. Okay, so here's the outlook for where we're at, and then we'll take it kind of one by one by one, and then of course we'll look at the models. Okay, so first things first. This is the area that was really exciting the models. Not so much now. It keeps backing it off. Next 2 days' time, not expecting any development. Over the next 7 days' time, medium 40% chance of development. You know, it could develop in the Caribbean. Then it's got to cross over the Yucatan Peninsula. And then, you know, if it does try to develop the models, will maybe try and take it up to the north, you know, Texas, Louisiana, that sort of thing. Then there's this new area that just popped up in the 8 o'clock intermediate today, low end chance of formation. And then there's this area here off the coast of Africa near the Cabo Verde Islands with a medium chance of development. So let's take and one by one kind of analyze. First off, Let's look at the new one. There's the new wave, way out in the middle of the Atlantic. It's putting out some convection. There's nothing wicked about it. It looked better organized like yesterday, but yeah, I digress. Then there's the one behind it near the Cabo Verde Islands. Not looking like anything crazy, but there's energy there. And then here in the Caribbean, right? Eh, eh, eh. So again, we've got those three areas to watch. Okay? Not a ton of activity out there. And what's interesting is Phil Klotzbach from Colorado State. We've had him on Coffee Talk this year. He put out a post, and I think it's kind of interesting. He said, and I quote, "So what the heck is happening with the Atlantic hurricane season? And is this hurricane season going to be an enormous forecast bust?" Colorado State University will post an updated, extensive discussion on its website by the end of today. And this is kind of going into what we were discussing yesterday on Coffee Talk and all that fun stuff. But essentially, we are way behind where his forecast was, where Noah's forecast was, and if you look at the law of averages, where we should be. So what's going on? Yeah. So I think probably what's my schedule today? So I'm doing the noon and 4 today. I'm doing okay. So maybe I'll do a story on what he puts out and we'll discuss it. Either way, though, I mean, this is the month to month, this is the like activity average per day. And obviously, we are running way behind. So, when we look at it like that, the fact that we are approaching the peak of hurricane season and we have had Ernesto, we haven't even gotten to the F name storm. I mean, that's wild. So to that point, yes, I would agree. Teresa says, I'm okay with that. I too am okay with that. But what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, lots happening. Definitely grateful for this. Not hoping for any changes. Valerie says, don't jinx us. Look, I get it. I get it. But again, we've talked about this and we've discussed how the Madden-Julian oscillation is one of those metrics that we can use. And when we look at the MJO, there is that narrow window of opportunity right now for positive phase out in the open Atlantic. You see the green colors there. Let me switch over to the. But you also notice there's more green out in the Pacific. That's why the Pacific is more active. So let's look at the Atlantic Basin. Okay, this is the Madden-Julian oscillation. It's fairly hostile. Now, by about September 7th, 8th, 9th, we do start to go a little in phase in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. And that's why, in the next week or so, we do think that there could be some development out in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico because we're in phase there. Then we go out of phase again, right? And then potentially like the 18th, 19th, we're in phase, like right around the Gulf and into Florida. But this is one of those things. If you're not in phase in the Madden-Julian oscillation, it's very difficult to develop stuff, right? And if you're not developing stuff, you're not going to get named systems, okay? So that's where we're at. Now let's look at the broad models, right? Let's see where we're at. This is mean sea level pressure normalized anomaly. Fancy word for over accentuating high pressure, over accentuating low pressure. All right. All right. So first things first, broad low pressure. I'm just looking here. All right. Little something. So now we've got kind of like, okay, couple things here. Let me just back this up. So it looks like at this moment here, around September 6th, so like later this week, GFS is trying to show something off the coast of like New England, something off the coast of like Texas, Louisiana, something off the coast of like the Antilles, the Greater Antilles, and something off the coast of the Cabo Verde Islands. So it's trying to pop up a couple of little areas here. Something around the Panhandle, that's September 7th. Nothing big, which is fine. Couple areas, low pressure here or there. Couple little lows like on an old front potentially off the east coast of Florida. Yeah, that's a big one out near the Azores and kind of the top right corner. Nothing huge. Love that. Let's switch over, look at the GFS ensembles. Ba, 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 ba. Love this. I mean, there's some subtle hints, around the like 8th through the 13th in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's it. All right, let's switch over to the European. Wow, the GFS is just really backed off. Love that. All right. The Euro's also showing some stuff, nothing crazy. Sloppy lows around the northern Gulf Coast. Something off the coast. Now, look at this. So now we've got something. This is September 11th. Something off the coast of the Cabo Verde Islands on the bottom right corner. Something off the coast of Mexico, bottom left corner. A couple like mid latitude deals off the coast of like the Nova Scotia and off the coast of the Azores there. Giselle is asking what factors go into the ensembles. They're just different math equations. It's That's the easiest way to think of it. It's just taking what you've got and looking at them different ways. That's the basic idea of it. Changing certain dynamics so that you can get different variations. Because the whole idea is like to build up confidence, right? So like for example, we still have European ensemble support. It's not a ton, but well, it's a pretty good amount. The European ensembles are still showing, like a Louisiana, around the 12th, 13th, still showing ensemble support for something to form there. But really, I mean, y'all, this should, that's a decent little hint. The Madden Julian oscillation does show the potential there. So there's that. Let's look at the Canadian ensembles. Yeah, I mean, they're showing something here as well. Less of a consensus, but yeah, I love it. Listen, you're not gonna get a peep out of me for being frustrated. Not a peep out of me. Yeah, Matt. What affects or changes the MJO? It's an oscillation. It's just an oscillation. It just kind of you go through different phases, featuring more of an uplift mechanism um, in different parts of the world. What changes it? Oh my God. I mean, it's just like everything else. It's just constantly shifting and moving. You know. Since October starts a new cycle, what would the BSR show something? I mean, we can look. I don't know that it's going to be worth a bit at all. All right, that's a decent little front there. When is that? That's what is that? That's like next Friday. Oh, interesting. That's like next Friday. Which isn't that when the GFS was showing some of that drier air moving in? That's funny. Okay. There you go, right? That's like the 12th, 13th. And then it's got like a little area of low pressure developing along that. That could be something. That would be like the 13th, 14th of September. Little area of low pressure developing along that. And then another little area of low pressure. That would be like the 17th, 18th. Okay. And then if we just dust you it, and then this is going way long range, but we'll just eyeball it. By the way, That would be my cruise. High pressure around the cruise time. Whew. If the BSR holds firm, that would be high pressure in control for my cruise time, which is the end of September. Wow, that would be wicked. Oh, and then there's something there. What are you? Like a Pacific type storm system? That'll be interesting. Anyway, not much to see here. How funny. Just not much to see here. Like maybe a little low here going into Mexico, but just not much to see here. A lot of high pressure, y'all. A lot, like maybe some fronts, but yeah, a lot of high pressure. Lots of high pressure. Good gravy. Brian, those days are looking good, man. September 16th. So here. Yeah, yeah, your days are looking good, man. Your days are looking good. My days are looking good. Maybe we could all have a night. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we have super, super, super nice? I think we should hype up high pressure. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. With high pressure, we can stay safe from storms. Hopefully, this will continue. I can't promise that it will, but I, for one, am okay with it. Yeah, works for me. Love that. Let's break hurricane season. Hey, if we're going to hype something up, let's hype up some high pressure. Yeah, I'll cue David Bowie. Under pressure, pushing down on me, pushing down on you. No man found. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Okay. All right. Anyway, questions, comments. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's just keep it going and going and going. Yeah, we dusted off the BSR today. Look at us. Write it in our baby book, the 2024 BSR dust off. Valerie, I have an upcoming trip to Puerto Rico on the 9th. Hope all is well. Hopefully, things seem to be pretty good. Ooh, mazel tov, Nikki. That sounds good. I like it. I like it. How we doing? How we doing? Any questions? Anything? Like it? What's detention, y'all? I like what I'm hearing too. I like it. And he's asking about cool temps coming. There's some fronts. There's some front. Interestingly enough, there's some like September 11, 12, 13. The BSR kind of showed it. The GFS. Let's look. I mean, I didn't like pull it up specifically, but let's turn the computer models around. Let's look at temperature anomaly. Let's come over to the GFS. Let's go to. All right. Temperature change. This is dew point depression, so this is going to be showing dry air. Yeah, I mean, the GFS isn't really showing. Yeah. Don't get too excited, y'all. Lots of precipitable moisture. Lots of precipitable moisture. Oh, man, y'all. Like P watts, 2 inches. Yeah, we are in a soupy atmosphere. It looks like by yeah, this day 11th, 12th, we'll dry out a little bit, but don't get too excited. Precipitable water gets down to don't get too excited. I'll just say don't get too excited. But around, we're going to stay super soupy. Yeah, I mean, precipitable water over 2 inches, that's moist. That's humid. That's damp. That's whatever other terms you want. Yeah, it's not until like the 11th, 12th that it drops off a little bit, but it's not a massive thing. So don't hold your breath for like a big chill, at least for a little while. We still have plenty of moisture around. Oh man, good times. Thy report to me. Ah, I see. Oh, hey, if you're late to coffee talk and you have mimosas, that doesn't sound like a bad detention, if you ask me. I should get merch. We'll get there one day, maybe. Do any of the models cover the end of the month at all into early October? No, a lot can change. I mean, Sarah, Sarah Beth, we were just looking at what's called the BSR, the Bering Sea Rule, Bering Strait Rule. It's kind of a long range technique we use. It's keeping hurricanes away, which is good. Oh, Oliver. Oh, Oliver. Enjoy your time with your kids today. It's the busy parenting season for you, but I'm sure you're navigating it well. I'm doing the best I can. You certainly won't regret all those moments with the children, and they will cherish the time with you. That's all I want. That's all. That's all. Christian over at Emery Riddle. Good morning. Good morning. How are ya? Good morning. Yeah, it's a lot, but we're doing it. We're doing the things. We're doing the things. All right, people. Questions, comments, concerns? Do we have anything? How we looking? I need to pull out my recipe. My recipe. If you Google the Colombia recipe for the Colombia's ropa vieja, that crap is good. And I don't know that I'll do it tonight because tonight is going to be like slamming. But one night this week, I'm going to make the Colombia ropa vieja. It is so good, it's scary. It is so good, it's scary. So easy, it's scary. So good. So easy, so good. Nikki, oh, another news. Our kiddo submitted application. Oh, congratulate. That's big. Life is good, y'all. Life is good. Just remember, change is good. Dollars are better. All right, people. That's all I got. Sound good? We good? You good? We all good? Yeah? All right. I'm going to go and have a protein shake, do some cleaning up around the house. Yes, old clothes. I know, Samantha. It's so good. You make it right as good food. All right, I'm going to go do some cleaning around the house. 10 a.m., tracking the tropics with WJCL Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Nelson. I'm probably going to do it from the house, and then I'll run to the office afterward. So, anyway, there we are. Thank you, Joseph. Always careful flying. Dude, I don't mess around. Cindy says, order your picture. I'm going to do that right now. Thank you for reminding me. All right, be the sunshine of someone else's day. See you at 10 a.m. Bye, y'all. Half an hour and a half. Take care.